What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Marketing Monday. And this one, we could be inside a really nice hotel shooting it, but instead I've been lured out to an RV outside of that really nice hotel so we can film this while sweating.
You know, it's kind of interesting because I just met a guy that I haven't seen in about 25 years that's with one of our top offices,
Yep.
and he's a business coach. And he is coaching individually his agents, and he was telling me the results of this. And he went back to one of the icons in the business, a guy named Joe Clark in Miami. The guy's 80-something years old now and living in the Keys. And he was responsible for a lot of the real estate growth over the industry. And he said, you know what, I start out my coaching thing with my people that are all confused about social media and what do I do and how do I compete and all this other stuff. He brings out a quote by Joe Clark that said, real estate, this is and will always be a one-on-one people business.
Great.
So, and this quote came when it was one-on-one people. You only went as far from your office as you could get back real quick if there's a phone call, because there are no phones.
Yeah, right.
Right. So now we're fast forward to where you can hit 40 million people in a 30-second podcast and it goes
100%.
viral.
Yep.
So
yeah,
that's your department. My department is keeping it simple.
No, but I agree, and I think people get confused at what social media really is and how it can be leveraged from a business perspective. Because in my opinion, right, and for all of you watching, if you're overwhelmed by social, you really shouldn't be, because it's the same thing. Like last night I was talking to several agents, they're like, well, I didn't grow up with this. I'm like, yeah, well, you didn't grow up learning to walk either, right? You learn that. You didn't grow up driving a car, you learn how to do that, right? So it's the same thing, but when it comes to communication, in the same way that when the phone came out, right? First it was pagers. When pagers came out, everyone was excited to get a page, right? And then you found a pay phone and you made the phone call. Then when phones came out, everyone was excited to talk on the phone. So everyone answered the phone. So the best, most effective communication was calling somebody, right? Then email came and at full scale, and then it became possible to email. And everyone was excited when an email hit their inbox, so they read it, every freaking email they read.
Well, you missed the time when you used a tin can and a string.
That's an effective way too, though.
So keep it simple. And if you ask people to define social media and you took people from every age group, you would have a different definition. And what is the simplest definition of social media?
It's a communication tool.
Communication tool.
That's it.
Period.
End of story. I think the problem that a lot of people have is they're looking at it as a sales tool. And while I do think sales can come from it, I think if you actually treated it as a communication tool, no one looks at their phone, right? And no one looks at this and says, if I ask you what you do with this, no one says, well, I sell through it. Do you sell through it as an agent? Of course you do. Sales happen right here, right? Offers are made right here. But that's not what you would call it. And I think that's the issue with social, is everything on social is sell, instead of doing what we do right here, which is just communicate. And the communication will lead to sales.
So you're trying to convince people that what they think is a sales tool is basically just a communication tool.
That's all it is. Now, it's an extremely effective communication tool, right? And in my opinion, it is the most effective communication tool for the current state of the internet and the world, right? When you have something that has 98% open rates, it's not practical to not use it. And that's what I don't understand. If I came up to anyone on the street and said, hey, if I can give you something where 98% of the people will read it, see it and read it and actually pay attention to it, would you use it?
Yeah, but I don't believe that it is a 98%, they might say.
They might.
But how do you define that?
I mean, the reality is, from a Facebook perspective with Messenger, which is what they've publicly stated that it is, they know when a message is read. They literally, you'll see it. Like when you send a message on there, it'll say read, just like your text. So they know when it's opened on one side, they know when it's sent on the other side. So they know what their open rates are.
So
right?
You send a text to someone and you get angry if you don't get a response in 30 seconds, and many times you do.
Yeah.
How can you do that with a tin can and a string?
You can't. But that's the evolve. That's the evolution, right? That is, if all you had back then was a tin can and a string, and you knew that when you talked into the tin can and the string, the person on the other end would be excited to actually listen, you would talk through the tin can and the string.
So if you had motivation, you'd probably do that a lot of times.
A lot of times. And it'd be silly not to. In today's world, when you can sit there and message at the touch of a button from your phone anywhere that you are, I just look at it as we've literally made communication so simple, yet people want to complicate it, but like, oh, but what time do I post? Right? It's a completely different thing. So it's just you literally taking these tools and putting them down to the most basic levels and just leveraging them for what they are, and they're a communication tool. That's
so back to my simple mind, with the tin can and the string, you're limited to the length of the string that will transmit the voice over the tightness of that string.
Yep.
When you're in social media, you're texting or you're Facebooking or whatever you're doing, Instagramming or whatever, you have unlimited length of string worldwide.
Yeah. You literally watch anywhere in the world. I mean, our podcast has become almost more popular in France and the UK than it is here in the United States.
I wonder if you can get it on the moon yet.
Only one way to find out. Let's
go
to
up
the moon.
there and see.
Let's go to the moon and find out.
Would that be surprising?
That'd be awesome. Next podcast is happening from the moon. That'd be awesome. Yeah, I mean, I think people are confused. It's the same game. It always has been. It's just the way that you communicate has changed. And, you know, if you don't want to communicate that way, don't. Just understand that you're only going to communicate with people that want to communicate the way that you are. So, like, if you only want to talk on the phone, well, then you are limiting yourself to only other people who want to talk on the phone. You know, Craig always says, text 10 people a day, right? My whole thing is text 10 people a day, Facebook message 10 people a day, and then go on Instagram and DM 10 people a day, and you're literally communicating with 30 people every single day for zero cost. It doesn't cost you anything.
Let me give you an example. Yesterday, we're walking around and we're at a conference and we're going to learn a lot, and we saw a little white-tailed rabbit baby.
Yep.
And Jeff took a picture of that.
Yep.
Now, if it was simple as, hey, I'm Jeff Beggins, I'm at a conference, I'm learning a lot, I took a break, look at this cute little rabbit.
Yep.
So something as simple as that could possibly communicate in some way that they say, man, I raise little baby rabbits, and, you know, I want to find a farm in the middle of the state or something like that.
Simple as that. I look at it as simple as, even if I hunt rabbits and hate them, right?
Even if you eat them.
Or I want to eat them. It does not matter, because what's going to happen is Jeff has now put himself in a position to be seen. So that post comes up. Whether I actually even pay attention to the post or not, I'm seeing Jeff Beggins' name. We have some sort of relationship in the past, or I wouldn't even be seeing it.
And it's an impression.
And it comes into my head. Jeff Beggins, Jeff Beggins, Jeff Beggins. Now, when Jeff's consistent about it and he's consistently coming in, and Jeff starts to get more strategic where he knows what I do like and what I am paying attention to and starts to give me that, then now we're really talking. But as simple as just me seeing his name, like, I look at it as, this is the simplest way I can put this. I have the potential where every single person at this conference knows who I am. I had multiple people coming up to me yesterday who I've never met before from other brokers across the state saying, hey, how's it going, Mike? Like, they know who I am, right? Now, does everyone know? No. But could they? Yes, because we've created a framework where we're pushing out content to this group of people every day. So we're creating a framework where literally every single person in that building could know who I am, because we're creating the opportunity for them to know who I am. Where if you're not posting anything, you have zero opportunity of that. So I just look at it as like, if you have that for free, you'd be crazy to not leverage it.
And you can communicate with someone to tell them about you the way you want to tell them about you. So
Absolutely.
they have a picture of you.
It's your story. You control it 100%. And as long as you're authentic to it, it will work. The problem a lot of people have is the story that they want to tell on social media is not the real story.
The sales pitch.
Yeah, it's a sales pitch. It's, oh, you know, I wish I was that, so I'm going to say that. Like, it's not them, right? And if they're just authentic and just tell their story, like if you like to hunt, you going on there and posting like little cute nature pictures of like cute little animals probably won't work because it's not you, right? Like you actually like to hunt. Like it comes back to being super authentic and communicating your story to the world. And that's literally how easy it is.
If you're looking at the rabbit picture and you're saying it, well, at least the guy that sent the rabbit picture cares about animals and, you know.
Yeah.
So you got to hold, you don't even know who you're communicating with, but they will know who you are based on your communication and will reach out to you if they want to, and they won't if they don't.
Nope.
But if you do enough numbers, it's going to come back to you in the direction that you want.
100%.
That's simplification.
That is it in its simplest form. Yep, it really is. And there's no reason not to post it. There's a lot of people who be like, well, it's a picture of a rabbit. It has nothing to do with real estate, so I'm not going to post it. And that's where they go wrong.